Hey, federal family, if you are planning to retire in the next 6 to 12 months, there is a new tool you need to know about, the ORA Portal. It is now the official way to submit your retirement paperwork to OPM, so there's no more faxing or mail-in giant paper packets. It's all going to be online. So today I'm going to be walking you through exactly what the ORA portal is, how to access it, and the things you need to watch out for. My name is Nicole Bishop. I am a federal HR retirement specialist with 15 years of service, and there's just so much information federal employees should have and don't. So I'm attempting to fill that gap with this channel, and we're going to start with this ORA portal. So thank you for joining me. Let's get right into it. So, what is ORA? It stands for Online Retirement Application. It's designed to reduce errors, speed up processing, and give you visibility into your application status before and after you submit. So, I can definitely see this speeding up the process over time. Being online is always going to be almost always going to be better than a manual process. However, I think we should just be prepared for the first packages to well, at least when we get to that September timeframe where we're going to be having tens of thousands of employees retiring at the same time in this system. It may be just as long as the regular process, just because you're getting those kinks worked out. But the system will be going down. Today is August 1st, so it's going to be going down, I think, at 7 p.m. Through August 6th for process improvements and updates. OPM is taking action in real time, which I think is excellent, and hopefully that bodes well for when it comes back up. So maybe it's going to streamline things. They're taking what the agencies and the employees who using the system have been saying. So whenever that happens, once the system gets back up and I get a chance to look into there, get some feedback, I will be giving you the latest and greatest of what I found out, what I find out. But as of today, this is how the process looks. This is just a screenshot of what you're going to see in your dashboard. Again, currently, it may change slightly, may change once those updates come in place after August 6th, but for now, this is what you're going to see. So it's going to be giving you that transparency, kind of allowing you to follow along on your retirement applications journey. Now, there are things that you can do in here, so let's walk through what you actually do in the system. Of course, this is where you submit your application. It's created as like a one-stop shop where you put everything in there. You submit all your documents that you need to upload, and you write out your application on there. You are able to digitally certify your package, so there's no more ink signing that you have to do. You can digitally certify that package. And you should make sure you review everything before you click submit on that application. Not just the things that you put in there. Of course, you want to do your due diligence and make sure that what you're putting in there is accurate, but also everything that was pre-populated. Because remember, in this tool, for the vast majority of agencies, this is manually put into the system on your behalf. So you want to make sure that there are no typos and there are no mistakes in that process. Do not just click, click, click. Review everything. This is also the way you communicate with your HR if corrections are needed, or you've got questions when you are uploading your documents and things. This is going to be the way that if you got a question on something, you need something, you can do it all within this portal. And unless you are otherwise instructed, that's really, as much as you can, you want to keep all communication in that portal. It makes it really convenient and easy for everybody. There's timestamp, and then it shows the history of what's happened thus far, so you can keep yourself keep yourself where you are in the process, and it would also help your HR counselor too, because then they're not trying to look at multiple places to find out what you need and what you've been asking. And of course, you can track your submission status. That's a really great part of this, and you'll be able to see where your package is, where that application is from one step to another. I added this slide because, like I said, all the documents that you need are meant to be uploaded into the tool. Um, this is some of the things that you're going to provide. It's a really good idea to have these things ready if you can before you even sit down and start working in the tool. What you need to upload is going to vary from employee to employee because it depends on your situation. If you're married, you will have to add a marriage certificate. If not, there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through, and it'll, at the end of the day, it'll just be easier to go to the courthouse and get, or vital records and get your marriage certificate if you don't have it. A divorce decree. So just because you're divorced does not necessarily mean that you need to upload the divorce decree. If your former spouse is entitled to benefits, then yes, you need that. If you're in the military, your DD 214, SF 2818 is for every single employee that has life insurance, whether you want to continue it or not. So um, this isn't everything, but this is a large list of things that you most likely you'll need at least a few of these items on this list. So I just want to kind of get you some documents to be aware of so you can start getting those things together. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. If you do want these slides, I'm going to let you know how to contact me on LinkedIn. My name is Nicole Bishop with a H, Nichole, and just ask me for these slides. I'll be happy to get them to you. All right. Now, it's really, really important to understand how the process works and who you are communicating with through this process. It confuses a lot of people, so I just want to break it down. You as the employee, you kick off this whole process. So you let your agency know that you're ready to retire by whatever process is specific to your agency. So, agencies do it a different way. If you do not know, ask your HR. And make sure you know the retirement date. Please, if you are still in the stage where you're like, oh, maybe December, and you probably don't want to start the process now. Make sure you have, it's okay to know how to start it, but you probably don't want them to create an account for you yet. Be clear on the date that you want, and when you are, that's when you should start the process. If you don't know how to start it, just ask HR. If you are a DRP participant, most likely your HR has been communicating with you through the process. I sincerely hope so. If not, you want to immediately reach out and make sure that you are not getting lost in the fray and you know what you're supposed to be doing if you are retiring. So you're going to be doing different things if you are a DRP participant who is not retiring. But in any case, just make sure. So you create a login .gov account. That is the next step after you're letting your agency know you want to retire. A key point here is the email address you use for your login.gov account has to match the email your agency uses to create your ORA account. Most likely, your HR will be pulling your email address from whatever system your agency uses to capture your personal information, like your home address and phone number. So just make sure that all those things are accurate and up to date. Once your account is ready for you to start your retirement application, because your agency creates your ORA account, again, please make sure the login.gov account is has the same email as your ORA account. Once they create the account, you're going to get a prompt from ORA letting you know that you can begin work on your application. Um, please understand, once you complete your application or do anything, your agency is getting alerts as well. So there is no need for you to email your agency every time that you've done something in the tool. They already know. You're just going to kind of be needlessly filling up their retirement box or their emails, and you just don't want to do that unless you have been explicitly asked to do it. Just kind of try to follow the prompts in the tool, and that'll work out for you really well. So after you submit your application, you've reviewed everything, you've put things in there to the best of your ability. Your HR office is going to be the one reviewing the application. So this is the part where a lot of people get confused because OPM is all over the communication, so it makes sense. But that's only because it's OPM's portal that the agencies are using to review your package. OPM is not looking at your package until the last stage of the process. So again, any communication that you're getting through that ORA tool about your package is coming from your agency, because your agency is the one reviewing it for accuracy. If once checked, if your package is good to go, your agency, well, if it's not good to go, I should say, your agency is going to reject it back to you for corrections. And there's going to be a place in there to tell you exactly why they rejected it to you. If your application is good to go, or you go back and make those corrections and updates, then your agency will approve your application. From there, the next step is submitting. Your agency is going to submit your certified summary of service. So that is where they capture all the military service you have, all the civilian service you have. This part of the process is vitally important. So don't just certify it without reviewing it. Like I said, you should be reviewing everything, but especially when we get to this point. Again, the information is manually entered. It's entered throughout the process. So every single date and piece of information should be being scrutinized. What you're looking for on your certified summary of service specifically, make sure the service times are accurate. What you have on your DD 214 for the most part it should be reflected on your certified summary of service unless there's overlap, and your HR can explain that to you. But if you do have any questions, definitely ask about it. Every agency that you've been a part of, if you've been a part of multiple agencies, they should be on there. Part-time service should be on there. If you have military service, did you pay a deposit for it? Did you not? Did you pay a civilian deposit? So there are a lot of key data that needs to be on there that you should be looking for. If you think anything is missing or wrong, you want to reach out to HR immediately. Immediately. That's an urgent situation, possibly, because that can make the difference between your package being processed. That could be the difference of your annuity. That could cause you no longer to be eligible for retirement. And if they have to go out there and get the information to prove what you're saying, you want to make sure they have enough time to do that. So immediately reach out to your HR if you think there's a problem, so that can get addressed appropriately. After skip the step. Sorry about that. So after you certify your summary of service, you say it's good to go, then the agency still has a long laundry list of things that they are going to be placing into that application, making sure that it is good to go. And then they submit it to payroll for their payroll to sprinkle their magic on it. Payroll is going to be doing things like making sure you get your lump sum payment, making sure the accuracy of your sick leave time in order to add to your service time, things of that nature. And then payroll will submit your package to OPM. Now we celebrate. So OPM finalizes. Once again, it goes to OPM and then you are transferred to another system, services online for OPM. But ultimately, what's going to happen is OPM finalizes your package and initiates your retirement. And I'll get into what happens at that point in another video. But as I said, just to know, that's the final step in this whole retirement process. And congratulations, you'll be all set and done. Again, my name is Nicole Bishop. You have questions, I have answers. But honestly, I am happy to help. Your HR is inundated right now. There are thousands, some, agency has between hundreds of thousands of people that are retiring right now. And in a perfect world, every single person should be getting a personalized sit down to review what you have, to make sure the elections that you are making are the appropriate ones and you really understand it. But we are not in a perfect world. And so you have to go out there and kind of see what resources you have to make sure your application goes through, because this is your life. These are going to be your consequences if you don't understand it. So I do commend you for watching this video. I'm sure you're out there getting more information. But yeah, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Follow me there. I regularly provide retirement information and just info I think can be helpful to the Fed population. This channel, I also am going to be dropping you information. I'll put my channel here. Um, and I just want to thank you for your attention. If this was helpful to you in any way, like, comment, subscribe, please, because just like I want to help you, you can help others. Send it to your friend that's also going through this process. We're in this together. Hope you have a great day. I do have a video after this about some tips and tricks in that ORA portal. So please watch it, and you have a great day.